Hello again, everyone. We're back with some more high-level Heatseeker scrims, except the difference is that this time we're looking at the grand finals of Heatseeker League Season 3 Europe and Middle East regional playoffs. We've got Thunderstorm Guardians and up next on the blue team and orange team respectively. And I thought this would be a fun little thing we could do, just go back and look at the top two teams from this region of last season and, you know, see how it compares to this season now that we're about halfway through the regular season of Season 4. Now, these two teams are relatively the same as they were in previous seasons. Thunderstorm Guardians is exactly the same starting lineup. They've just got some different subs. Titanium, Bang, and Osiris still rounding up the starting lineup, and then they now have Aeus and Jin as their subs. But up next has seen a bit more of a change. NCJ, the player you're watching right now, is no longer on the lineup, and they have KeyJ instead, and then they have Wesh as their sub. Wait, how did that ball just go in? Did Ribs fake the goalie? That's typical. None of that hasn't changed with, you know, the current season. That's still a very common way for him to score goals. Oh my gosh, going back the other way though, TSG, the classic Mina kickoffs, if you will. They always have those flashy plays, trying to get goals back whenever they concede. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it'd be fun to go look back at the gameplay from last season and see how it compares. I'm expecting to just see similar things mechanically from both teams, but maybe a bit more synergy and a bit like cleaner, not rotations, but a bit cleaner positioning, a lot less dumb goals going in, more refined play styles in general. That's what I would expect, but I haven't seen these games since they happened, so who knows? Maybe we got worse, but we'll have to find out from seeing these games. NCJ actually does not play all that much Heatseeker, especially after Season 3 concluded, but he's got himself together a fun little roster on Quillem Defoe over there with Quill and Marsh. And they're not off to too hot of a start in the season, but they have played some pretty tough matches so far. Namely, NCJ playing TSG this season. He's already played them. TSG looking like they're the strongest team once again in the region. We're able to take it in a sweep. Apologies if I spoil it. You can go watch it on the Heatseeker Heaven YouTube. Look at TSG trying to go for another kickoff in response to that up next goal. But yeah, as you can see, that has not changed either. TSG still very threatening when they concede, which doesn't sound like it should make any sense. But if you know Heatseeker, you know that it does make sense. Kickoffs to this day are still some of the weirdest things happen on kickoffs in this mode. But NCJ gonna have this ball off of Taz. It's a miss. Rib's gonna send it forward. TSG will be able to set up some offense here if they get a good touch, but actually Taz just pre-jumps that from a mile away, gonna shut that down. I don't know, you've probably already noticed, but up next, this is game 1 of the series of this grand final, and up next is some interesting cars. NCJ's not gonna be able to keep that shot out from Bang. Maybe hoping the shot went a bit lower, that way you didn't have to get up to the bar to save it, but to no avail. But can up next get their lead back off the kickoff like TSG has been trying to do. It's not going to work out. NCJ is not going to have any trouble with that ball. Never mind. Tazit's just going to steal it from him. I don't know what's going on. We're just camping in the goal here from the NCJ POV. He should be able to read this one. Ribs. A decent look. Going to get stopped by Osiris. That is who Dot is. That's what his current Steam name is when I'm recording this. I really wish they had a feature that, like, kept the names of the player when the match happened. That way, it would be a bit less confusing. But I guess there is a positive to it updating automatically, because what if he played as Dot in this series and his current name was Osiris? We'd actually know it was him. Well, anyway, that tangent is irrelevant. TSG had a bit of a chance there, but now Ribs going back the other way. Almost gets it there. Max speed ball reached is the first one of this game. We only got a minute left. And we're all tied up. NCJ with a great pass up to Ribs. That's going to take the lead back for up next. They've had the lead or been tied this whole game. It's looking pretty good for them so far. I obviously know the outcome, but as some people have mentioned on previous videos, they would prefer I didn't spoil it. Although the result of this match is very public, so I will definitely be saying the whole result of the entire match at the end. It's been almost a year. If you don't know, that's not my fault. But can TSG respond? Are they going to be able to get the lead back in this match? No, because the ball just went in. And to be honest, I don't know how. ItzyJ turned off that ball cam while he retreated back to the net. So I guess we'll never know what happened unless you want to check out the... Actually, that's a good idea. I should put the replay group... Oh my goodness, TSG. Going for a mid-air passing play on the kickoff once again. Yeah, I should put the replay group of these games like in the description. That's a good idea. I'll try to remember to do that. Only 20 seconds left, though. Up next in a good position to secure this game. Oh, the ball just floats in once again. It's probably a bit out of reach for TSG at that point, but maybe they can regain for the next game we look at. But yeah, Season 4 in full swing. Week 2 just concluded not too long ago, a couple days ago, as I'm recording this video. Up next and TSG are both looking pretty good. Neither team has dropped a series yet. But yeah, instead of NCJ now on the Up Next roster, which is the player we're looking at, as I mentioned earlier, they get a 6 at 0 second, actually. But yeah, they got KJ now, which, debatable on whether it's an upgrade or not, but it is a direct swap. KJ's playing net for him now. But yeah, let's move on to the next game. It's not going to be game 2, it's going to be game 5. Alright, here we go with game 5 of this series between old Up Next, I guess you could say, and Thunderstorm Guardians. This will be, I don't know if I said this already, this will be game 5 of the match. Won't spoil the winner. But now we're looking at Bang POV. Now, something interesting is, Bang's obviously been a very well-respected player pretty much all the time, but as of late, he has been a pretty undisputed #1 in the Middle East, which I don't know if that's ever been the case before. I think it's normally always been Titanium or Osiris that people have considered the #1 Middle East player. But right now, in Season 4, he's looking really good. A lot of players have him performing really well and are expecting him to perform really well. And we may see an MVP award being given to this guy. I think he got Offensive MVP in Season 3, but Season 4 is a bit more stacked, so it's a bit more difficult. Look at that read from Titanium off of Bang's pass. That is a crazy read. Yeah, let's see. TSG looking about the same as they did before. They were very dominant. They made history. Those who know will know. They in Season 3's league play, they did not drop a single game. They won every series in a sweep, including against Up Next, I think. I don't know, that sounds wrong saying it, but maybe that actually did happen. But this is the playoffs, not league play. And so as you saw from the first game, if TSG wins this series, it's not going to be a sweep because Up Next won the previous game. But yeah, TSG, they've been a good team for a long time, almost 2 years at this point since they came onto the scene, like mid-2022, I would say. But they have yet to win like a tournament or like a whole event in general. They've obviously come first twice now in the Europe Middle East division of the Heatseeker League, but they have not won the Heatseeker League as a whole. And Season 2, they didn't really have a chance to because we never had an international playoffs, but in Season 3, they did. They didn't quite do the job. I'll try not to spoil too much of the season if you want to go look at it yourself, but they did not get the job done in the international playoffs. And so there've been a lot of tournaments where TSG has been the favorites, to say the least, or at least like if they were going to win a tournament, that was their chance. I should have checked before recording this how many times they've actually come second place, but it's off the top of my head, it's at least 3. Let's see, we got New Year's 2023, we got 3-year anniversary, which was a little bit after the New Year's 2023, and then did they get wait, no, they didn't even get grand finals in one of the summer tourneys. They got 3rd in the Europe summer tourney, which is the only time we've ever had a Europe priority server tournament. So of all the tournaments, you would think this is when they get the best shot, but they failed to make the grand finals, which was a bit of a shocker for most people. So is this the season they're gonna change? Is it gonna change this season? Who knows? They're looking good so far, as I mentioned. They look at the little A little cheeky little jaw shot from, who was that? Probably Rips or Tazit. I wouldn't expect NCJ to be all the way upfield there. In that jaw shot. They're still in the goofy cars all the way in game 5. Ooh, Titanium almost gets another clip off the kickoff there. I just noticed Titanium in the Dominus up there. I wonder, was he in the same car in the first game? I don't think I paid enough attention to the vehicles these players were driving around in. Titanium tries to send that around for Bang to follow up. Bang, just gonna force a touch out. Now give a free ball to TSG. That's a decent shot, but someone on up next got a piece of it there. Good clearance there from the teamwork of Tazit and NCJ. Ball gets passed over to Ribs. Gonna get cleared by Osiris. And Bang now, gonna try to find Titanium. It's a decent touch. Titanium obstacle. Touch it. Tazit fakes his own goalie. TSG now has the lead. Only a minute and a half remaining. Let's see. This is a similar situation that up next was in the first game we looked at, but it was in their favor. 3-2. Not too much time left on the clock. NCJ, that's a big whiff. Bang is just going to keep this one in. Maybe going to leave this one for Osiris. There you go. Osiris tries to play it to Bang, but I think Bang wasn't really expecting that. Opted to back off. Titanium now. Off the corner. Does Tazi keep it out? He does. And now it could be dangerous. Ribs not able to get around the ball for a shot there. Bit of a close ending that we're having here in the top corner slot from, I think, Rip, bro. They got to fix these cars. All look the same, man. Ribs, I think, scoring that one, put it in the top corner. And now we got a tie game. Only a minute remaining. Do we see an overtime? I would hope so. I actually don't know. I forgot to pay attention to whether there was an overtime in this game or not, but Titanium going for the double. He almost decided not to go to overtime there, but the ball will stay in play. Will stay even. CJ up high. Not going to find the pre-jumping Ribs, but now Titanium's turn. Doesn't quite reach it. Cyrus, that's a great read from him. He's always been a very reliable player, but it sounds like as of late he hasn't been on the grind as much. So we'll have to see if he stays as consistent as we've always known him to be. CJ gets a little weird pinch off the crossbar there. Not going to be able to read this one. Good clearance from Tazit. Ribs. They haven't been able to link up too well this game. There's been a lot of chances for up next to score, but the pass has not quite been on point. NCJ now down the middle. Gonna hit the ground. Here we go. Overtime right as that ball hit max speed. Another classic TSG kickoff. Almost finds its mark right away. But we get put into the neutral game. That demo from Ribs, I think, is probably gonna open up some space. He's unable to beat into the ball. Bang. Diving save. Keeps that out from under the bar. Titanium clearing upfield. Tazit, that's a really good read to deny Bang's chance at scoring. But Bang gonna have another one. He reads it. Oh my goodness, I did not know that was how this game ended. Obviously, I knew the score, but what a finish from Bang to end the game. And there you have it. That's game 5 of that grand finals from HSL Season 3 in the Europe MENA regional playoffs. Now, this series, I'm gonna spoil it, so if you don't want to know, I don't think there's footage of this match besides the replays out there. But if you want to go find out for yourself, click off now. This series was won by TSG 4-2. Up next took the first 2 games, and then TSG won all 4 in a row after that. And then I guess I'll spoil the international playoffs as well, since it's been a minute since that all happened. But yeah, TSG fell against PML in the semifinals. They lost 3-1. They had the server advantage, but they did drop the second Europe server game to PML. And they missed out on that grand finals. But yeah, I'm hoping that we can maybe look at the same thing from North America. We look at the grand finals of the North American regional playoffs in the next video, hopefully. So see you guys then.